and today I'll be telling you about the different manga series I got for Christmas. The first manga I'm going to talk about is Akame ga Kill Volume 4. I've been waiting to get this volume for a while. If you've not heard of it before, it's a really good dark fantasy series. It's about a group of assassins working to overthrow corrupt nobles that rule the kingdom the protagonist lives in. What makes it such a great dark fantasy series is that it does not shy away from killing main characters, but does not kill them for shock value either. It lets the characters have pretty meaningful and epic deaths. By meaningful, I mean the characters die either saving a teammate or fighting and defeating an enemy. If you're an Attack on Titan fan and you're looking for a new manga to follow once the last volume 34 comes out this May, I'd recommend this series to you. I should also mention the anime for this manga is currently available on both Netflix and Crunchyroll. I can't speak towards the accuracy of the anime since I'm really enjoying the manga and want to finish it before starting the anime. The next manga I got was Cells at Work Volume 3. Cells at Work has an interesting genre because it is classified as both education and a comedy. The only other series I know of that have the hybrid genre of education and comedy are Hitalia and Otis Simonin Namanaga. Both of those are classified as educational because they talk about history, where Cells at Work teaches you cell biology. As someone who majored in biochem, I still learn a lot about cell biology by reading the manga. What makes it great is that for the most part it very accurately describes the function of cells. In addition to being very educational, it is also very cute and uplifting. The interactions between the two main characters, White and Red Blood Cell, are very sweet and adorable. Red Blood Cell is still new to her job, and White Blood Cell helps her out quite a bit and helps her get used to her job as a Red Blood Cell. The reason why I say the manga is uplifting is because the overarching message of the series is that everyone's got a purpose or talent, even if it's a hidden one. In the case of the cells, that's their function in the body. The humor of the manga is pretty simple. The main reoccurring joke is Red Blood Cell getting lost and White Blood Cell helping her. It seems the Cells at Work hiatus will be ending soon. Currently, the last volume in the series is Volume 5, which was released in November of 2017. I recently checked on Amazon and saw there is a release date for Volume 6, which is June 22nd, 2021. The midway point of Volume 3 covers the last few episodes of Season 1. This means the second half of Volume 3, along with Volumes 4 and 5, will probably be covered in Season 2 of the anime. The official release date for the second season was January 9th, 2021. The first episode of the second season is currently available on Funimation. The first season of Cells at Work is currently on both Netflix and Crunchyroll. The anime is a pretty faithful adaptation of the manga, so I'd recommend trying it first. If you like Cells at Work already, I'd recommend you try Cells at Work Code Black. I've only read the first volume so far, but it's everything you'd expect a darker version of Cells at Work to be. Cells at Work Code Black also had an anime released on January 9th, 2021, but to the best of my knowledge is currently only available on Funimation. It did not appear on the Crunchyroll winter lineup, but hopefully it will eventually come to Crunchyroll. Mermaid Saga is the only new manga I started following this Christmas. It is the only horror novel by one of my favorite mangaka, Romiko Takahashi. I had heard about this manga a long time ago, but I only recently got an omnibus edition, which is why I started to collect it now. In this story, the protagonist is a former fisherman who became immortal after eating the flesh of a mermaid. He leaves his town and wanders over Japan for about 500 years. This manga is actually based on a Japanese myth called Ayaobi Bikuki, in which the friend of the fisherman who caught the mermaid accidentally feeds the mermaid flesh to his daughter. The manga opens in the present with the protagonist meeting the heroine, then jumps into the past to give his backstory. Then the manga settles into the present with the two main characters interacting with other people who have, to some degree, inherited the powers of a mermaid. I love stories where the protagonist has either immortality or healing powers, since it allows for pretty epic and bloody battles. This manga has a pretty decent gore level. Yuta, the protagonist, gets stabbed, dies, and comes back a lot in this manga, as do a few other characters gifted with immortality. If you're a fan of either Re:Zero or Ajin Demon Human, I highly recommend this manga to you. In all 3 series, the main character dies a lot, and their main power is they can come back from being killed. The next manga on my list is the series Rumiko Takahashi is most well known for, Inuyasha. To be exact, I got the 3rd omnibus, which contains volumes 7 to 9. Inuyasha was the first anime I ever watched as a kid, but I've only recently started collecting the manga for it. The story is the same, but what the manga has over the anime is the amazing art. Rumiko Takahashi is a mangaka known for drawing her series by hand, which gives it an extraordinary amount of detail. There are times when I'm reading it, I stop and admire just how much effort went into some of the panels. This particular omnibus is significant because it has the first appearance of the series' main antagonist, Naraku. This happens in the beginning of the omnibus, which would be volume 7. Next, I got the 8th volume of my favorite comedy manga, Urusei Yatsura, also by Rumiko Takahashi. This is the last manga I got for Christmas, which technically has not come yet. Luckily, it's the only book I got for Christmas that got delayed by COVID-19. If you've never heard of this series, it's a hysterical comedy manga involving an alien named Loom and a human boy named Ataru. What makes it so funny is the wackiness of a lot of the characters and the intersection of science fiction and fantasy. It is an episodic manga, which makes it great for a little light reading when you're busy. When I was in college, this was one of my favorite manga to read, since I could read a few chapters and continue reading it again a week or 2 later when I had time again. Since there's no plot to keep track of, it's really easy to get right back into the series even if you've not read it for a while. It's just the random adventures of Loom and Ataru as they run into other aliens, yokai, and figures from Japanese myths, and random places like ski resorts and the beach. If you enjoy TV shows like I Dream of Jeannie or Bewitched, then this manga might be right up your alley, since they all have a similar premise. Girl likes guy and tries to win him over with her powers. Guy reluctantly likes girl and her powers. I'm Sylvan Ninja Neko, and thank you for watching my video.